So last week, we spoke about two different kinds of number patterns that we get. The first kind of number pattern that we get is the kind of pattern we get when we have a constant difference. So the first pattern that we get is the kind of pattern we get when we have a constant difference. This is a reminder that you can take a screenshot of this or you can work along with me. We did go through this last week, but just a reminder of what we did in class from last week. Let's go have a look. So in this pattern A, I can see I've got the numbers 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, and 20. If I look on the bottom, I can see each time, what am I doing? I'm adding 3. So my next number here is going to be 23, and then I'm going to have 26. So pattern A can be formed by adding 3 again and again. So the difference between one term and the next is the same or constant. When I have a constant difference, okay, when I have a constant difference, the number must be repeated, added, or subtracted to form a sequence. All right. And our screen is doing a bit of a weird thing again, so we're going to try and get rid of that for you while we're busy. If we look at pattern B, okay, if we go look at pattern B, in pattern B, I've got 2, 6, 18, 54, and 162. So if I'm looking at those numbers now, I'm not seeing a constant difference, so I'm not adding or subtracting something that's staying the same each time. Instead, what am I doing now? Now I'm multiplying. So 2 times 3 gives me 6. 6 times 3 gives me 18. 18 times 3 gives me 54. 54 times 3 gives me 162. And so like we saw last week, if we have to go say 162 times 3, we would get 486. And 486 times 3 gives me 1,458. Pattern B can be formed by multiplying 3 again and again. So the ratio between one term and the next is the same or constant. The number that can be repeatedly multiplied or divided by to form a sequence is what we call a constant ratio. So if you didn't get a chance to write these out with me, or you didn't get a chance to fill them in last week, I'm going to move this down. I know it looks a bit small, but at least you can get a nice screenshot of it. Let me fill these in nicely again for you guys. So this was 23 and that was 26. I'm giving you an opportunity just to take a screenshot of your screen so that you can have a printout of the notes. It's a really nice note for you to have. All right, and we are going to move on to a little bit more revision. Right, so hopefully you managed to get a screenshot of that. So last week we had a look at our number patterns. So firstly, let's have a look at the one that's on our screen. So the first number pattern we have here is we have 16, 13, 10, and 7. I always like to make sure whether I have a constant difference first before I go look at constant ratio. So I'm going to go draw some lines here to help myself. The difference between 16 and 13 is 3. The difference between 13 and 10 is 3. And the difference between 10 and 7 is 3. So what am I doing each time? If I want to get my next number, my next term, what am I going to do to get the next 2 terms? Who can tell me in our chat? Am I adding 3 or am I subtracting 3 each time? Good, nice. I'm subtracting 3. Well done. I'm subtracting 3. Guys, just as a heads up, I just want to give you a pointer here. A lot of you are sending me direct messages instead of messaging the chat, so just be careful there. A lot of you are messaging me directly instead of messaging the chat. So please make sure you're messaging the chat. That way Hugo can also see your answers and he can also help you out. All right, good. I'm subtracting 3. So if I'm looking for the next answer, I'm going to say 7 minus 3 gives me 4. 4 minus 3 gives me 1. And if I really want to do the next one, 1 minus 3 gives me negative 2. How did I get to negative 2? I used my number line. Go have a look back on our lessons. We're going to have a look how we can find those on YouTube today so that you can find that lesson on integers. All right. Now, before we go and look at how to do our rules like we did in our last lesson on Wednesday, we're going to go complete all our number patterns first, and then we'll come back and we'll look at the rules. Okay, let's look at my next one that I've got here for you guys. Have a look at number 2. Have a look at number 2. What's happening in number 2? Okay. The difference between those two is 3, 3, and 3. All right, so I want you guys to find the next 3 terms for me, please. Go find the next 3 terms for me. Go find the next 3 terms for me by yourself. Have a look. How am I going to get the next 3 terms? All right, have a look, have a look. How am I going to get the next 3 terms? So while you're looking for that, I see I've got a hand raised here. Mukhal, you should be unmuted. How can I help you? Okay, I think she went off there. All right, let's find the next 3 terms for this, and I'll answer the next question. So each time I'm subtracting 3 here, so my next 3 terms, if I subtract 3 from 7, all right, I'm going to get, oh, it's exactly the same question. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I was so busy answering questions, I didn't even notice. It's going to be 4, it's going to be 1, and negative 2 again. Apologies. Oh, my goodness. Maybe that's what you were looking to tell me. All right, go to number 3 all by yourself. Go try number 3 all by yourself. So I've got 5, 8, 11, 14, and 17. Go try that one all by yourself. All right. If there's anyone who has a question, I see I've got Unati. Unati, what is your question?
Firstly, let me say hello, ma'am, because I was late.
Hello. That's fun.
Okay, ma'am, can you just go let me through of this work? I don't understand it, ma'am.
What's that? The first part that we did today?
Yes, ma'am.
This part here?
Yes.
Okay, so Unati, that's the exact same thing that we went through really slowly in our last 2 lessons last week. So if you're not 100% sure, what I would suggest is go back and watch the videos from last week. It was just a quick revision on what we did last week, gave everybody a screenshot of it. I'm going to show everybody how to find the videos a little bit later in today's lesson, okay?
I have the video, ma'am, on dashboard. Okay. I'll go look for it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Inati. All right, Kwanda, you should be able to unmute yourself. What is your question?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, how can I help?
Ma'am, I'm having a brother that's gonna join. I don't know how to join him.
You don't know how to get him to join. Okay, what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to just put that question in the chat, and Mr. Hugo is going to help you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks, Kwanda. All right. Okay, let's go have a look. So each time for this one, I am adding 3. I'm adding 3. So I'm going to have, so they've got 5 and 8 is 3. Between 8 and 11 is 3. 3, 3. Can you see I was liking the 3s today when I was doing your questions, guys? So my next one's going to be 20, 23, and then 26. So all of those were our ones from last week. Right. Let us up them now. Let's take this up a level. Okay, let's take these up a level. So last week, Wednesday, we learned how to find the rule. Okay, we learned how to find the rule. All right. So when we learned how to find the rule, first step was that we had to find what the constant difference was. So when we were looking for the rule, the first step, we look for the constant. That's not how you spell constant. Whoopsie daisy, apologies. We looked for the constant difference. All right, so in this one, number 2, what's the constant difference each time? The constant difference is 3. Okay, so last week we saw that when we're looking to find out what the rule is, we look for the constant difference, and so we see the constant difference is 3. Okay, so remember, when we're looking for the constant difference, we're going to say this to ourselves. We're going to say, right? We're going to say Tn is equal to D times by N plus C. All right, hoping that you remember that from last week. Okay, if you don't, you can go back, you can watch the video, but we're looking at Dn plus C. So the difference times by N plus C. So we're going to go give these some numbers quickly for ourselves. So we're going to go say to ourselves that this is term number 1. This is term 1. This is term 2. Term 3. And that one is term 4. Okay. So for this first one, we saw that the difference each time we were subtracting 3. Okay, so the difference was actually minus 3. So if I'm looking for T1, that's this first one, then I know that the difference is going to be minus 3. My N is going to be 1 because I'm looking for the first term. There's it there, the first term. And I need to know what to add to C. Okay. Well, what do I know about term 1, guys? I know that it's equal to 16. So negative 3 plus 1 gives me negative 3 plus C. So now I can ask myself, negative 3 plus what will give me 16? I can say to myself, I know that C is going to be equal to 19. So for my first one, my rule is going to be Tn equals negative 3n plus 19. Okay, if you're not sure yet, don't stress. We're going to practice it. All right, and then there's still the video that you can go and watch from last week to make sure you understand. All right, let's go and see if this works. So if I want to go work out what T2 is, then I'm going to say negative 3. Instead of seeing n, I'm going to see a 2 there, plus 19. So T2, negative 3 times by 6 gives me negative 6, plus 19. And negative 6 plus 19 will give me 13. Is that the right answer? Is T2 equal to 13? Yes, it is. All right. If we go and check the next one, if I do T3, well, I know that T3, so I'm going to say negative 3. Instead of seeing the n, I'm going to put 3 plus 19. So T3, negative 3 times by 3 gives me negative 9. And negative 9 plus 19, T3 will give me 10. Is T3 equal to 10? Yes, it is. Maths is magical. All right, once you learn how to do that equation, maths is magical. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Right. Make sure you've got a screenshot of this page. We're going to have a look at how to do the second rule, and then we're going to move on to what we're learning about tonight. Okay. Make sure you've got a screenshot. All right. So let's have a look at the next rule now. So in the next one, I see that for this one now, this is term 1, this is term 2, this is term 3, this is term 4, this is term 5. What do I know about the difference here each time? I know that the difference was equal to 3 for number 3. So I'm going to go say to myself, to find T1, I know that the difference was 3. In my bracket, I'm going to put 1 plus, I don't know what C is equal to yet. So I'm going to put a C there for now. What do I know that T1 is equal to? I know T1 is equal to 5. So I'm going to go say 5 is equal to 3 times 1 gives me 3 plus C. So 3 plus what will give me 5? 3 plus 2, which means my rule must be equal to 3 times by n plus 2. Okay, let's go check to see whether my rule is right. So we already did it with T1, so we know that that one's going to be right. Let's go try T2. So 3 is going to stay as 3. Instead of seeing n now, I'm going to go put a 2 plus 2. So T2, 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 2 gives me, well, let's put it there for myself. So T2 will give me 8. Is the second term T2? There's T2 over there. Is he equal to 8? Yes, he is. Beautiful, beautiful maths. All right. Let's go try him again. Let's go try him now for T5. Let's go see if we can get T5 to work. Let's go see if we can get T5 to work. So let's try T5 is equal to 3 is going to stay as 3. Instead of seeing n, I'm going to put a 5 plus 2. So T5, 3 times 5 gives me 15 plus 2. So T5 gives me 17. Is T5 equal to 17? Yes, he is. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful maths. Beautiful, beautiful maths. Okay, I am going to take your questions now. I promise you, if it is to explain them again, I will explain them again now. What I want you to do, all right, what I want to do is I want to move to this next question for those of you who do understand, so that you can work out how to get the next 3 terms in the next question for me. In the meantime, I'm going to take a question. So remember that I'm only going to re-explain once, so make sure you are listening. So if somebody does ask me to re-explain, I'm only going to re-explain once. Make sure you are listening, otherwise our lesson is recorded and it will be on YouTube. So if you are understand and you don't need me to go through it again, please go and try the next one for me. All right, I'm going to answer Amal. Amal, if you want to unmute for me.
Hi, ma'am. Ma'am, I don't seem to understand the TS.
Amal, you should unmute. Amal, do you have a question for me?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, ma'am.
Yes. Hi, how can I help, Amal?
I'm fine. I don't understand the TS and why do you have the number in brackets?
Okay, let's go have a look. All right, so I'm going to explain number 2 again. Okay, is that all right? You with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, cool. So I'm going to erase all of this quickly. All right, so if you're not sure, which I see some people saying they don't understand, guys, please make sure that you are paying attention. Amo and I are going to go through question 2, so please make sure you're listening. I'm explaining now. Okay, so listen up. All right. If I go and I say to myself, Amo, okay, 16, 13, 10, and 7. Is it fair to say, Amo, that I can call those terms? Are you happy, Amo, I can call those terms?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Amo, are you happy for me to say that 16 is term 1?
Yes.
Then term 2, term 3, and term 4. Are you happy with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. All right, Amo, tell me, what was the difference in number 2? What was the difference each time for number 2?
3.
3, good. Just 3 or negative 3?
Negative 3.
Good, it was negative 3. Nice, Amo, it was negative 3. So, when we're doing any number pattern that's got a common difference, Amo, which we learned last week, Wednesday. Okay, remember last week, Wednesday's class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in last week, Wednesday's class, when we're doing any number pattern that's got a difference, all right, we said that the rule is going to be Tn equals Dn plus C. Do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, so Tn equals Dn plus C. So Amo, do we know what the D is for? Is in this question? Have we worked out what D is?
No.
No, didn't we just work out D here?
Oh, different.
Okay, what's D? It's the difference. Good. So what's D?
Different.
Good, it's different. So instead of seeing the letter D, what can I say instead?
Different.
I can say difference. Good. Or what can I say instead? Can I put a number there instead, Amo?
Ma'am?
Can I put the number negative 3 instead of saying D? Can I put negative 3 instead?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good, because I worked it out, hey? Okay. Amo, is it fair to say that I know T1 is equal to 16? How do I know that, Amo?
You plus 3.
Okay, wait, well, I got that. Where did I get this from? Where did I get T1 equals 16? I got it from here, hey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. All right, so I know T1 equals 16. I know that D equals minus 3, hey?
3.
All right, are you happy so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, for this first time, I'm going to do the sum. This first sum, the first term, so n, the first term, are you happy it's going to be 1? So instead of seeing n, I'm going to see 1. Can you see him? Okay,
Yes,
so instead of seeing Tn, can I put 16? Equals. Instead of seeing D, what am I going to say instead? I'm going to say,
3.
Good, minus 3. Instead of seeing n, what am I going to say?
1.
1, good. And do I know what C is equal to yet?
No.
No, so I'm going to leave C where he is. Good. Okay, so I'm going to leave 16. What's negative 3 times by 1?
Times.
Negative? Yeah. If there's a number and a bracket next to each other, it means that I must times, hey? It means we must times. Okay, so negative 3 times by 1 is negative 3 plus C. All right, so now, Amo, you tell me, what must I add to negative 3 to get to 16? Or what minus 3 equals 16? What minus 3 equals 16? Do you agree it'll be 19, hey?
90.
Won't I say 19 minus 3? Doesn't that equal 16?
Oh.
Do you
Yes,
agree?
ma'am.
Okay, so now
Yes.
can I say this? So Tn equals, what was D equal to again? D was negative 3.
Ma'am?
Remember, D was equal to negative 3, hey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to leave N where he is. What was C equal to? Amma, what do we just work C equal to? 19, hey?
19.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be my equation now, Amma. All right, so let's go put T2 in now, Amma. All right,
Yes,
let's
ma'am.
go do T2. Let's go do T2. Here's T2. So, Amo, you're doing it with me. Instead of seeing
Yes.
Tn, what's T2 equal to, Amo? What's term
Tn.
2? Yeah. Yeah, this one here.
2.
What's term 2 equal to? Look here that I've highlighted for you. Are you watching my screen? Here's T2,
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
So what's T2?
Term 2.
Yeah, it's 13, hey? Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to say 13 equals negative 3. All right?
Yes,
Times
ma'am.
by, I'm going to put times by. Which term am I dealing with now, Amo? Instead of saying n, what term am I dealing with?
2.
2, good.
2.
Good, nice. All right. Plus, let's say 19 to see if it works. So 13 equals, what's negative 3 times 6? What's a negative times a positive? Can you remember?
It's a negative. No, ma'am.
Good.
It's
Yeah,
a
you're right.
positive.
No, it's a negative. You're right. Negative. And 3 times 2 is 6 plus 19. So, Amo, is it fair to say that 13 is going to be equal to, what's 19 minus 6? It's going to be 13. So, does my rule work, Amo?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Do you see? It's beautiful. Beautiful maths. It works. Okay.
Thank
All right.
you, ma'am.
You're welcome. No
ma'am.
problem, Amo. Okay, guys, what I would suggest is if
Thank
you are,
you.
you're welcome, no problem. Do you want to just put on mute for me? If you are still confused, what I would suggest is you go back and you look at the lesson from last week, Wednesday, where we learned how to do rules. So last week, Wednesday, we learned how to do rules. I would really suggest you go back and you read and you watch that video, and I'm going to show you in a few minutes how to find that video. For now, what I want to do is I want to show you how to get the next 3 terms for these next numbers. So for number 4, let's go see. For those of you who've been waiting for number 4. In number 4, I can see what? I can see I don't have a common difference. Why? Because if I look at these two, well, the common difference between that and that is 200. Then the common difference between those two are 100. Then it's 50. So that's definitely not a common difference question. So what's happening instead? Good, guys, good. I'm dividing by 2. Well done. Well done. I'm dividing by 2. So for my next term, I'm going to have 25. Okay, if I divide that by 2 again, I'm going to have 12,5. And if I go and I divide that by 2 again, which I hope you guys went and tried, I'll have 6,25. So well done. If you tried really hard at that, well done. I'm dividing by 2 each time. Let's have a look at number 5. In number 5, I'm going 2, 10, 50, 250. So I still definitely don't have a common difference. I definitely don't have a common difference for number 5. Who can tell me in number 5, what am I doing? Good, I'm multiplying by 5. Well done. So if I'm looking at my next 3 terms, who can give me my next 3 terms in my chat? I'm multiplying by 5. Good. So what's my next 3 terms going to be? My next term is going to be 1250. And then I'm going to multiply by 5 again. I'm going to get 6250. And then I'm going to multiply by 5 again. And I'm going to get 31250. Okay, so I'm multiplying by 5 each time. Multiplying by 5 each time. All right, we're going to take a small brain break. I see that, Grace, that you have your hand up, Grace. I will answer your question as soon as I'm done with our brain break. I promise. Okay, I just want to show you guys how you can find the YouTube videos so that you can go and you can find the lesson from last week, Wednesday. If you're still not sure yet how to do number patterns and you're still not sure yet how to find the rule, so we're going to go and have a look quickly how to find your videos on YouTube. So I've just opened up my screen for you guys. Okay, I've just opened up my screen for you guys. There's two ways you can do this. Either you guys can go and you can click on Hugo's link that he put inside the chat for you, which is really helpful. Thank you so much, Hugo, for doing that for us. Or you can simply go and search on YouTube. Okay, so for those of us who are saying that your brain's not braining, I'm sorry. Okay, take a break. Take a break. We're going to go have a look on YouTube how to find the videos. So you would go to YouTube. All right. We would go to YouTube and we would click on the sites. When we get to YouTube, we would go to the search bar and we would look up Watobe. All right, what we're looking for on Watobe is we're looking for this little symbol here. So we're looking for the symbol here. So we're clicking on there. Okay, once you click there, guys, this takes you to Watobe's channel. And so you'll find all sorts of different lists over here. We have some videos, we have some lives, and we have some playlists. So if we go to playlists, right, if we go to playlists, you'll see that if we move down on our playlists, you'll actually be able to find 2023 grade 7. So if you click 2023 grade 7, I'm going to press pause for now, and we move all the way down to the last lesson. There we go. Numeric and Geometric Patterns, finding the rule in an arithmetic series. So you can click on that. That will take us to our lesson from last week, Wednesday. And it'll take you through a whole lesson on how to find the rule for those number patterns. So it'll take you through the whole lesson nice and slowly. You can go over it again. How else can you practice for your maths? How else you can practice for your maths is you can go back. If there's at any point you don't understand one of the lessons, you can go back, you can click on any one of these lessons, and it will take you to the topic that you don't understand. Okay. There is also an app of Watobe. Thank you, Unati. You are absolutely correct. There's the Watobe app. So if you are a Watobe member, you are more than welcome to go look on the app, and all the videos are available on the app. Okay. And then if you look on Watobe's website, all the videos are also available on Watobe's website. So if you go to YouTube, once more, you go to YouTube, you look up Watobe. Okay. You click on Watobe's channel, right? You can either click on videos and you'll be able to find all the videos there, but that's a little bit confusing, all right? Unless you want to go look for specifically for the grade 7 ones, that's all fine. Or you can go to playlists and you'll find the grade 7 playlist under playlists right at the bottom. There he is over there. Okay, so please make sure that you go and have a look, and make sure that you go through the videos. Whenever Mr. Hugo and I say the video is available on the YouTube, that is what we mean. All right, I am going to move this down for those people who are okay and who want to carry on practicing. So there's 2 more to do while I answer Grace's question. Grace, how can I help you?
Hi, Miss. I came late to the video chat, so I really don't know what is going on for the work. I'd just like a little recap.
Okay, Grace, unfortunately, I can't give you a recap for the whole lesson because we do have I think there's 160 people on the call. So what I would suggest is you go and you look at the video from today. It will be available either this afternoon or tonight, okay, or tomorrow, and you go and watch the video again. All right, so if you need a recap, please make sure that you go and watch the video on YouTube or on Watobe's site. All right, I see I've got another question. Umpile, how can I help?
Hi, ma'am.
Umpile, hi, how can I help, Umpile?
I'm fine, and you, ma'am. Ma'am,
Good, I'm good, thanks.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask if can I help you with number 1?
Absolutely, you can help me with number 1. Let's go, Umpile. Tell me, what am I doing each time?
Ma'am, you are, I think, adding.
Okay.
We are adding ma'am, can I just quickly calculate because I think it's
Of course you can. All right, no problem, Umpile. Can I give you a hint, Umpile?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if we look between these two, if we say 6 minus 1 comma 5, it gives me 4 comma 5. And if we look between 24 and 6, it gives me 18.
80.
So am I going to be adding? Probably not, hey?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am, you're not.
So what am I going to be doing instead? I'm going to be multiplying, hey?
Subtracting. Oh, yes,
Okay.
multiplying.
I'm going to be multiplying. Good, Mpile. So on your calculator, because you've got it there, even though some of us, I'd like you to try it at the calculator, but you've got yours there, Mpile. So you tell me, what's 6 divided by 1 comma 5? What's 6 divided by 1.5?
Ma'am, 6 divided by 1.5 is 4.
4, good. So 1.4 times 5, times by 4 gives me 6. And what about 6 times, what's 6 times 4, Mpile?
6 times 4.
Yeah.
24.
Good. And what's 24 times 4?
Ma'am, can you please repeat?
Sure. What's 24 times by 4?
24 times by 4 is 24 times 4. It's 96.
Good. So have I got the right pattern? Am I timesing by 4 each time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So can you carry on for me? What am I going to do now to 96? What must I do?
Ma'am, you're gonna say times 4, which will be 384.
Nice. Well done. And then
we're gonna say 384 times 4 equals 1,536.
1,536. Good. And then
we're gonna multiply it by 4, which will give me you said 1,536 times 4,
yeah.
which will be 6,144.
Nice. Thank you so much, Mpile. Thank you for the help. I appreciate it. Well done. Okay. All right. You guys go try number 2. Unati, what's your question?
Yo, sorry, ma'am. I wanted to just say something about the Watobe that we have an app, ma'am. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Thank you, Nati. So is the app working? Okay. Nati's gone. Okay. Kolofelo, do you have a question for me?
Ma'am, can I please answer number 2?
Yes, of course, Kolofelo, you can answer number 2. You tell me, what am I doing, Kolofelo, each time?
Ma'am, we are dividing by 3.
Good. I'm dividing by 3. Nice. So, all right. How do I get my next answer, Kolofelo?
Ma'am, the next answer is 45.
Beautiful. And then what do I do? Divide it by 3, and what do I get? 15. Nice. Divided by 3, and I get 5. Thank you so much, Kolofelo. Thank you for your help. Well done. Okay, we're getting some really nice answers here tonight. So, last 2 for you to try here. Okay, so what I would suggest is I'm going to ask you guys to take a screenshot of those last 2, and I'm going to go and work out this one for you over here. So sometimes our number patterns are a little bit weird. So tonight's lesson is all about our geometric patterns, which we've just done. That's when we have to have a constant ratio, or sometimes when we have patterns that are a little bit weird. So in this first one that we've got here, so I'm going to put this one on the top here for you guys so you can take a screenshot and you can practice that one yourselves. I'm going to do this one that I've highlighted here for you. Sometimes when I have patterns that are a little bit weird, okay, I see that I've got 1 over 2, 1 over 4, 1 over 8, 1 over 16. So what's going to happen in my next one? I'm definitely going to have a fraction, so it's going to be 1 over. And each time, what am I doing to the bottom? Tell me in the chat, what am I doing each time in the bottom to the number? All right, what am I doing in the bottom? What am I doing in the bottom? I'm saying 2 times 2 gives me 4. Good, thank you. So my next one is going to be 32. And then I'm going to have 1 over 64. And then I'm going to have 1 over 128. So sometimes our numbers can be a little bit weird, but we don't need to panic. We just need to make sure we get the right answers. If we look at my next one, I've got -4, -2, -4, -8, -16. Guys, don't let them throw you off when there's a negative. What are we seeing each time? I've still got 2, 4, 8, 16. So each time, what's happening? The number is still going up times 2 each time. So I'm going to keep my negative, and I'm going to say 16 times 2 is 32. 64, 128. So don't let them confuse you with that one. Just because it's got a negative doesn't mean it's any harder. All right, and the last one for you guys to try tonight. Last one for you to try tonight. Is there anyone who wants to do it with me in the chat? Anyone, who wants to do it with me? If their hands up, I see I have Ramo, oh, gone. Okay, that was quick. Dimple?
Ma'am?
Dimple, are you going to do this one with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go, Dimple. What am I going to do?
Ma'am, you're going to add wait, I think I understand. Ma'am, can I say it in my own words?
Of course you can say it in your own words. Go ahead.
Ma'am, at the denominator, the numerator is the same, is 1, 1, 1, but at the denominator it's different.
Good, nice. I like it. And what's the denominator going to be, Dimple?
The denominator.
Yeah.
Is going to be I think it's going to be let's see. 81.
Do you agree we timesing maybe, Dimple? Are we going to times by
Yes,
something?
ma'am. Yes,
Good
we're going
girl.
to times.
We're going to times. Okay, we're going to times by 3, hey?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So my next one's going to be 243.
3
And then times that one. What do I get for the next one?
will be 2. It'll be 72. 17.
Good. 729. Good. And if I times that by 3, I get 2187.
7.
Okay, well done. Thank you, Dimple, for your help.
Okay,
Bye.